Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Sierra, also known as Cali Curls, and today I'm taking you guys with my wash and retwist day. So this is post-workout. I just got done working out, and this is 2-week-old twist out hair. I usually don't go 2 weeks washing my hair, but it was a long 2 weeks. So I went the 2 weeks, and it was a major time for wash day. I don't get a lot of buildup because I don't use products. I usually just use aloe vera, water, and like a leave-in conditioner spray. I never use any heavy products, so you won't see any buildup, maybe some flaking, especially on old hair, but that's about it. I've had my locks for a little over 2 years now. I am loving this journey. It's so much easier than that loose hair life. And yeah, I just love it here. My routine is very simple. And I'm just showing you guys like how dirty, like this is about how dirty it gets. You can kind of see a little bit of the gunk on my roots, but I like to go in with peppermint oil. If you guys do not like that cold minty feeling on your scalp, I just recommend skipping this. But for sure, what's important is a clarifying shampoo and a good moisturizing shampoo. I like to use the clarifying shampoo from Suave and this from Melanin Hair Care. This has got to be the best shampoo ever. Unfortunately, I dropped it in the shower and broke the little knob at the top, so it is what it is. I still use it, but yeah, so this is what my hair looks before getting in the shower. Now, when I get in the shower, I like to drench my hair completely in water. It is so difficult to film washing my hair because there's just a whole bunch of water that is just hitting the floor, but I'm doing this just to show you guys that I'm very generous with the shampoo. You're gonna see how many times, I can't even count how many times I go in with a good amount of shampoo and just keep putting that on my scalp, putting that all over my locks. I am just want my locks to be very clean. I have went through a process one time of not properly washing my locks, and I said never again. So I overdo it when it comes to the shampooing, but not so much to the point that I'm stripping my hair completely. I love the shampoo. It can be a little drying. That's why I like to go in with a moisturizing shampoo. But because it's been 2 weeks without washing my hair, I'm just, I'm going ham with the shampoo here. And I like to focus mainly on my scalp. I focus on everything, but my scalp is a priority. Like I said, it's so frustrating filming myself washing my hair while I'm in the shower. But I'm doing this for you guys because I get a lot of questions on how I wash my hair and how I keep my locks healthy. I do like to go in with that jet blast on the water to make sure I'm just getting everything out. You don't want any product left in your hair at all. And then I squeeze out as much water as possible. I do have some water that drips out while I'm doing a retwist, but nothing major. So after that shower, it was a lot. Like the longer that my locks are getting, the more tedious it is washing it in the shower. Like my neck starts to hurt a little bit, but still a lot easier than that loose hair life. So this is what my hair looks like immediately after the shower. I do not realize how long my hair grows until I get out the shower. And then I like to go in with Tropical Living's castor oil. This stuff is amazing. I've been using it for years. And then I went a couple years without using it. I don't know why, because this stuff leaves my hair so thick. Oh, by the way, sometimes you're going to get a little bit of flakes that like to stick on your scalp. I just pull them out with my fingers. It's not a big deal at all. But this castor oil, it just keeps my hair healthy. It keeps my hair thick. It is in fact grown the hairs out on my edges, the temples of my hair. So I was able to add 2 more locks into the journey. So castor oil, I usually use it just once a week. not too much because it is very thick, but this one in particular, this little bottle in particular, is very lightweight, so it's not like the original recipe. So I can go in 2 times a week if I want to, but normally I just go in once a week. I like to wash my hair once a week, especially during the summertime, and then I'll just use it straight out of the shower. Of course, I'm rubbing my scalp just to get that hair growing, rubbing on that scalp really promotes hair growth. And then I'll go in with aloe vera water. Aloe vera water has just kept my hair so healthy, so hydrated. I just love it so much. And then I like to go in with a nice hydrating spray. I don't usually use regular conditioner. Sometimes I do, but I mainly prefer these leave-in sprays because they're lightweight. I don't have to worry about buildup, and my hair just drinks it up. I have low porosity hair, so moisture is a must for me because my hair gets really dry. And then this hair oil by Sol de Janeiro, oh my goodness, I had it underneath my sink and I wasn't using it for the longest time, but I don't know why, because it's lightweight and it just smells divine. I love it for my hair. It's not too thick. Like, I wouldn't be putting that castor oil all over my locks, but this oil right here, perfect. And it also has a UV protection, so when I go out in the sun, I don't have to worry about, the sun drying out my hair. So right after that, adding the products into my hair, I like to section off my hair before retwisting. This is my favorite part because, at the beginning of my journey, it was kind of a struggle, especially like ripping the roots apart when they would marry. But now that my hair is mature, my locks are mature, it's just so much easier. I'll do a little bit of separation. I am not big on the parting. Do not come for me about the parting. I'm just really lazy with it. And the whole retwisting process takes me about an hour. Sometimes I think the fastest time it ever took me was like 30 minutes. But for this time particular, because I was filming and then I was like taking a break, talking with my son, it did take me an hour. But normally if I'm sitting down watching a show, like 35, 45 minutes. So when I'm retwisting, I always retwist the same way. I'm very gentle. When I'm retwisting, I only retwist a couple times, and then any loose hairs that are on the side of my locks, I just retwist them around the locks. You can examine it, super easy, nothing to it. And like I said, I'm not big on the parting, so I don't have to worry about using a rat tail comb or anything. It's just super easy for me. I think it's because I have medium locks that it's becoming easy. I feel like if you have a lot smaller locks, then you might need the rat tail comb, or you might even need to interlock. I always just retwisted my locks. I never interlocked before. But I do think about in the future, if I were to start my lock journey over again, which I'm not even thinking about anytime soon, but if I were to restart again, I would get smaller locks and I would probably do the interlocking because I know that the retwist lasts a lot longer. It's a little bit more cleaner because my hair does get frizzier faster with this method, especially when I'm not using a gel or any type of product for the retwisting, just oil and aloe vera water. You're going to get some frizz, which I personally don't mind. I am content and I'm okay with how my natural hair looks. I actually prefer the non-twisting look. So that's just me. I know other people prefer the cleaner, fresh retwist look. I'm the complete opposite. Like, I love how my locks look by day 3 or 4. When I have a little bit of frizz going, it just makes my hair look fuller. There's more volume and it just looks more natural. So that's it. You guys are just seeing how I retwist. You want to be very careful not to have a lot of tension going on with retwisting. If you feel like it's too tight or pulling on the scalp, please unravel it and try again. Don't do that. Okay. My locks are all different sizes. You see, I have smaller ones, I have thicker ones. I went into this journey starting my own locks. I started with a 2-strand twists, and I love it. I feel like it's so unique. There's no greater feeling than knowing that I started this journey myself and I maintenance it myself, and I love the outcome and look of my locks. They are healthy, they are thick, and they are growing like weeds. So I am so satisfied with my journey. I did intensive research before going into this lock journey. I don't know why I was so scared to start in the first place, but I'm glad that I did my research. I had some lock inspos that I would follow their journey and see how they did things. And you can see with the retwisting, my arms do get a little tired. I'm over here talking to my son. He was telling me about like a friend that he no longer wants to be friends with anymore because she kind of uses him and tells him to like do things for her, but she doesn't do things for him. So we're just having a conversation about that because, we don't do that over here. I mean, it's always nice to be kind, it's nice to be kind, but I completely understand why you don't want to be her friend anymore. So usually when I'm retwisting, I'm watching a show, or listening to a podcast, listening to the Bible app, or watching a YouTube video. It's so much easier. I think this is the third time I said this is so much easier than that loose hair life. It really is. I have no regrets at all getting into this lock journey. It's the best decision, the best hair decision that I've ever made. And it just makes my life so much easier too. So I'm just going to let you guys watch me retwist the rest of my hair, and then I'll come back after I'm done. Okay, so this is the part when I get to the front. Like I mentioned, I retwist the same way every single time I retwist my hair. But when I get to the front, I do things a little bit differently. On the right side of my head, I retwist the same way as I do on the back side of my head. But on the left side, I retwist the opposite way. So that way it's facing downwards. Otherwise, if I'm retwisting left, then, the locks are twist to the other side, if that makes sense. So, and I like to just have them twisted behind, so it's not going forward. Another pro tip, especially the front, I like to grab my edges and then retwist because I don't want to be pulling on my edges. My edges are gold. They're very sensitive. That's how bald I can get real quick, so I'm very gentle with them. So like I said, I retwist this way on this side of my locks, and then on my left side of the locks, I'm twisting this way too, basically twisting downwards. Another thing with this side of my hair, because I have thinner locks on this side, I palm roll them instead of just twisting. So you'll see right here that I'm palm rolling gently, not tight at all, because like the hair closer to my scalp is a lot looser. Like it, for whatever reason, it just has a hard time locking up right there. So I do have to like palm roll and twist it in that way. But you know, nothing crazy. I'm still very gentle with it. Now here goes the temple of my hairs. This is what the castor oil grew back. Like it was completely bald when I started off my journey there, and it grew hair and it's just struggling to lock up. So basically every single time I wash my hair, I just braid it, and slowly but surely it's locking up. I am not really big or like in a rush to lock my hair. Please don't tell me to crochet it, because I don't know how to use it and I don't want to damage my locks. So I'm either gonna retwist or I'm just gonna continue to braid, which I'm okay. I am, like I said, I'm not really big. I'm just really chilling when it comes to my hair. And then I like the ends when I twirl them, it gives me like a nice little curl pattern. So I like when I do have those, they kind of stick up out of my styles and it looks cute. So I'm not really complaining about it. So here I am coming to the last lock. You know that feeling when it comes to your last, when you're doing a protective style, it comes to your last braid or your last lock. It just, it feels amazing. So after I'm done retwisting, I go in with my Dyson blow dryer. I use medium heat and medium strength when it comes to the blowing. Sometimes I'll use high strength, and I'll be very gentle while I'm blow drying because I don't want to unravel or untwist anything, but I do need to take out that rubber band so I can get inside my hair, because you know, we don't want to have unproperly dried locks. You do not want that wet dog mildew smell. I did that one time and slept in it at night and had to rewash my hair again in the morning. So don't do that. Make sure your locks are properly dried before you go to sleep, especially if you're washing your hair towards the end of the night like I normally do. If you notice, my hair is a little bit light. I did spend the summer sun dyeing my hair a few times, so I do like the outcome of the color. It's getting a little light there, a little brown, you can see. And yeah, this is how my locks look when they're dried before I go to bed, because again, I don't want all that retwisting to just be thrown away. I'll use a satin scrunchie and put it in a very loose ponytail, and then make sure I cover it. I'm always covering my hair. If I'm at home, my hair is covered either by a satin bonnet or a satin scarf. So that's it, guys. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.